Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha'Allah, Koholoim La Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kahakadash, the honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to say Tawada to all the Akim and Akhwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan the Walk. Just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. A little morning ride and drive. I'm driving, so I won't be able to, get any scriptures, but, roughly paraphrase them. But here's your boy Trump, and I was reading into the comment boards of this particular picture that he put up on Truth Social. And, people are mad as fuck. Because it's a lot of people that, when they came with that white Jesus, that enchantment, that witchcraft, they really pulled some shit off when they pushed this throughout the world, because people really believe that the Lord actually, looks like this or this particular type of image, and that's the reason why, so many people are pissed and up in arms about him depicting himself. They actually are looking at this as being blasphemous, but we understand that, the Father in heaven, Yahweh, and his son, Yahushai, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus. Those are the true names of the Father and Son. We know them to be dark images or basically men of color, so to speak. When our Lord, Yahushai, walked the earth, he was here with the skin color of a so-called black man, woolly hair, deep voice. Scriptures clearly describes him as that. In Revelation chapter 1, verses 13 through 15. You can get that depiction of the Lord. The Lord doesn't look like this. Now, if you Google, when did, white Jesus, the image of, and all that good stuff come into play, Google will break it down. It'll give you exactly when this all happened, you know what I'm saying? Which it goes back further, but like this particular photo right here, or the way that it looks, this goes back to like 1948. That's that famous picture, that people are accustomed to seeing or looking at when you Google Jesus, so to speak. You see this white guy pop up, you know what I'm saying? Just looking weird as hell, looking like the bearded lady, I'm looking like a damn tranny, but that's the picture that people are accustomed to seeing because it's been floated around for so long. This picture has been floating around for, again, since like 1948. And it's that same style of picture with the way that Trump is looking in this photo. And as you can see, you got the people around him, which appears to be Edomites. You got the eagles in the sky. You know what I'm saying? Appears to be some angels taking some damn soldiers to heaven or some shit. That wicked ass Statue of Liberty in the backdrop. And look like the White House or the Pentagon or some shit is in there. But anyway, this right here is just, another example of the fall of our enemy. Because this place is falling. And it's really a rant. He put this up, he had this rant about the Pope. It says Trump posts Jesus-like picture of himself performing miracle on sick man minutes after ramping up the feud with Pope Leo. So he called him Pope Leo weak and all this other stuff. Now, if he was really a Christian, which he says he's not a Christian, so I don't even know why he even has this spiritual advisor, Paula White Kane. You got this Billy Graham, and these people, like, they talking like he should be third. Pretty much overall, if it was up to these people, he would just be their king. Talking about a third term with this clown. In the meanwhile, all your damn groceries going up, your gas growing up, your anything that you need is expensive as hell right now. All you can do is go your ass to work, decide on whether you gonna, pay this bill or pay that bill. But of course we're about our daily bread, so we understand that the Lord is the one that takes care of us and sees to it that we have all that we need. But anyway, a lot of people. And I seen, so-called black women or so-called black emojis. In fact, let me just go straight. Of when I went into the comment boards of so-called black women, defending their white Jesus. This is blasphemy. The Lord is going to deal with him for that. Can't believe that he was stooped that low, because they really believe that the Lord is a so-called white man. And this is an idol to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. But this is, when you go into Deuteronomy chapter 28, it talks about one of the curses that will be on us as a people is that we will be in in the land of our captivity, serving gods for wood and stone. And this is one of the main religions, the two main religions that our people are into, real strong. The idolatrous religions that our people are into is white Jesus Christianity with that wood cross, and basically Islam, with that stone. These are the two major, and you got a few of our people, they into, they try and be damn Buddhists. They want to be, Hindus or whatever the fuck, witches, fucking, our people are into all kinds of shit. They'll serve anybody except for the true and living power, man, Yahweh. But the Lord is coming to deal with all this shit. But this right here is just a perfect example of, how far this place has fallen, and that this man is just, he's on his way out of here. Yeah, this shit is beautiful, I think. Shit, I'm not pissed for Trump. Shit, Trump, do your thing, man. Piss these people off, cause more division, because that's all that it is. Now, you got some of these megas, some of these megas defend this shit. These Christian nationalists, they defend this. Because he can't come back and say, I'm not trying to seem as if I'm Jesus in here, but I am one of the apostles or something, It's just it's the look of it. But see, like I said again, it's the famousness of that particular photo that people see. This photo is so ingrained in people's head that they can see something like this right here, and they can actually think that, he's depicting Jesus. This is blasphemy, and this, and this, because that's how far that picture is gone throughout the world. And going to the Apocrypha, it talks about how they whitewashed the images, and this is exactly what these so-called white people done. I was watching, I guess it's a certain time of the year. I guess it's Russia, Ukraine. I guess they must have a different Easter week. Some of the calendar shit is, off. You know what I'm saying? Some of these countries celebrate the same holidays as America, but just in, different times. They may be a week, 2 weeks off or whatever. But, they had the prisoner swap between the Ukraine and Russian warriors. And you had them fucking Edomites over there, man, just, their worship, it's same thing, sweet white baby Jesus. But they know full well that in their history, within their museums, that the images of the real men of the Lord were so-called black people, dark melanated people. But see this right here, this is just a depiction of the fall of this place. And you, Jake, man, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man, y'all need to cut it out, bro. Y'all need to get away from this kind of shit right here. Let these people go ahead and praise their idol. Because I said it at camp, and I've said it a few times, but 2/3 of our people that's going to get toasted, they're going to be believing in white Jesus and going to be huddled up in these fucking churches, and those churches are going to become their tombs, man. Or basically, I can't even say tombs because, everything is going to be burnt with fervent heat. But they're going to be in them churches praying in the name of sweet white baby Jesus to save them for the chaos that's to come. And it's not going to work. It's just going to get you more fucked up. Because the Lord is done with these idols, man. That's the reason why he sent the men of the Lord out on the streets, the prophets out to let you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans know to repent to the Father Yahweh in the name of his son Yahushai. Those are the true names of the Father and Son. This shit right here got nothing to do with us as a people. We wouldn't know nothing about this had these very people had not brought us here in slavery, man, and beat this fucking image into us and gave us that slave Bible and gave us those couple of passages about, worshiping your master, obeying your master, and all this other shit. Torturing us, terrorizing us into believing in this shit, man. And here you go, in 2026, you got so-called blacks, especially the so-called black woman, because she's the one that's really carrying this shit on. She's carrying the torch for this bullshit. Because Jake don't, the men, we ain't, they don't give a fuck. But our women have raised a bunch of degenerates, a bunch of damn monsters. These niggas that's running around on the streets that's doing a bunch of bullshit. These Christian black women raising these effeminate ass young men. I can't even call them young men. Shit, motherfuckers, they act so damn effeminate. Come on, man, what are you doing? Shit, Salakia. Black woman, man. But the Lord is breaking these churches down too, you know, because a lot of these churches are closing. People not believing in this shit no more, especially this younger generation. This younger generation, they like, man, fuck going to church or fuck this religious anything, because they can see that it's a bunch of bullshit. Your country being ran by Israel. They for damn sure don't believe in this white Jesus shit. But you think that somebody would tell this dude like, hey man, cut it out, bro, stop. But but the Lord works on the minds of these people, man. You know, the scripture talks about how the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. Like the rivers of water, he turneth to whithersoever he will. The Lord got this guy out here nose diving. He's straight nose diving, bro. He done jumped out of a building. He just ain't hit the ground yet. He's close to hitting the ground and splattering, man. So, you know, I didn't want to keep this long. I just seen this, you know, and it's just another indication, man, that we're almost out of here when they doing shit like this, bro. When they doing shit like this, you know, he's really trying to hang on to what power he has. And I guess he's trying to play on this because I don't know, shit. He got this Christian nationalist movement type of, you know, you get some of these Edomites, these MAGAs, they just real fucking silly like that. I guess when all else fails, hell, go to. Now you're trying to make it seem as if you're the son of God or some shit, you know. And then the dude, he straight said he wasn't a Christian in one video. You know, I've seen, you know, I've heard that he might be a part of, you know, Judaism or some shit like that now. But either way, this man is the wicked, man. But you know, I find it to be very fucking amusing shit. Hell no. Yeah, he called the Pope weak on crime and nuclear weapons, and said he's a terrible thoughts on foreign policy. Well, if your ass is is terrible when it comes to foreign policies, because you didn't fuck shit up. You're not coming back from it neither. This shit is looking ugly for Trump right now, man. It says the Pope condemned Trump's threat to wipe off a whole civilization. Yeah. Says we don't like a pope that's going to say it's okay for Iran to have a nuclear weapon, Trump said. Well, this is not the reason why you there, though, man. So y'all need to cut that shit out. Lying about the reason why you really there. You really there because of Israel. You're not over there because about no fucking nuclear weapons, man. Man, this the same motherfuckers y'all was over in, what was that? Where was they at? Afghanistan, or wherever the fuck that was for 20 years, talking about weapons of mass destruction. Then come to find out that nigga didn't have no weapons of mass destruction. You know, so this is a playbook that Esau runs. He picks up the Bible, try and quote some scriptures. That's the only time he picks up the Bible when it's about them going to war. You know. Let me see what's going on here. I'm at the plantation. Yeah, okay, bet. I'm here now. Anyway, yeah, you know, I'm pretty much about at my destination here. But yeah, man, this shit is getting out of hand. But like I said again, I'm just looking at the comments and just seeing how the people are in an uproar in the comment boards because they really believe in this picture, man. That shows you right there, just like, you know, how in depth this witchcraft is, man. 'Cause this, you know, so. Okay, but yeah, man, you know, again, I'm pretty much at my destination. This shit is funny as hell. I find it to be hilarious, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I don't want to say it's blasphemous from that extent, but at the same time, too, Esau has been blasphemous with his depiction or his handling of the Bible, man. That's Psalms 50:16, where it talks about how he shouldn't even have his hands on the Bible. It says, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, of that thou should take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instructions and castest my words behind thee? Like, what are you doing with the Bible, bro? You don't keep nothing in the scriptures. You don't keep anything in the scriptures. You know, when he came in, he does some shit that's opposite of these Democrats. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to certain, the men not playing in women's sports. Well, why not just get rid of the whole shit? You sign executive orders to remove, slave history and all this other shit, Like, you sign all these executive orders on all these different things. Why didn't you come in and sign an executive order and say, hey, look, any of you motherfucking LGBTQs, we catch you doing any of that shit, we gonna put your ass, we gonna bomb your ass to the Stone Age. You talking about bombing people to the Stone Age that actually don't even condone that kind of lifestyle in their country, man. They don't condone bitches running around being whores and motherfuckers being, walking the streets doing drugs and doing all this different stuff. They're more righteous than your ass is. He didn't sign no executive orders on none of this wicked shit.